But you don't know it. But you know, we just have okay, it's part of mosque, you should be a mosque, and I don't know even, okay. But you know, it's like, there's probably, I don't know, there's probably like 30 churches, if not more. Like every second corner there's a church. Then I drive around to past Rustenburg, past St. Susie, past Weinberg boys, Weinberg girls, and you see these like huge schools with soccer fields and hockey fields and cricket nets and swimming pools and all the facilities. In fact, it was quite ironic. I was away last 2 weeks. I was in class. I was driving towards Lowry's Pass the 1 week, and as you drive, on your right there's a school there that's full of prefab buildings, just before the pass. And then on your left is a private school with a huge aquatic center. And for me it was just like that was so ironic, because that apartheid planning mentality is still alive and well. Like on the right you have a school with little prefab buildings, and on the left you have a world-class huge private school aquatic center. And just like that's how things are. The point being is that we as a community, alhamdulillah, we have invested and we have developed, but I still think we're at the beginning of the journey. But the Inner Foundation also does some support and development of madrasas and so on. So yesterday, alhamdulillah, we started the project with 7 madrasas in Khalil. And when I went to visit the madrasas there, if you think we don't invest here, if you go there, there's like nothing. Like the kids have like no pen, no paper, no textbook, no bunkie, hardly a proper mat. You know what I mean? Like it's like there's not even like the basics in place. And these are people who are making da'wah in the townships. They call in, and most of the kids are actually non-Muslim homes. They come to the madrasa to learn and so on. So one thing I feel that we need to be involved in is we need to be involved in investing in the community. And sometimes the investment, the benefits are only like long term. You know, you might invest now, but the benefits happens only after a while. For example, maybe the Muslims buy a big piece of land, but it takes like a couple of years to develop it, or a generation. Like when they built Islam, it wasn't like a big building. It's an empty piece of land, and over time it grows and develops and so on. So if I think of Muslim education centers, only 2 comes to mind that are really like developed. Which 2? Islamia and Alcohol, no fields, no, just buildings. What? JQ. For me, the only 2. I'm talking purely from an infrastructure. I'm not talking about whatever other stories and stuff. I'm talking only from an infrastructure point of view. You with me? Like a really solid. You can go there and say, mashallah, Muslims have established something solid, something good. So generally, I feel that infrastructure development, not infrastructure development, but just like people always like quote the hadith about like actions about the intentions. But one of my more important questions are like, what are your intentions? Before we get to, you'll be rewarded for your intentions. What are your intentions? And whether like part of my life and part of all of our lives, the intention should be to a legacy, to leave a footprint, to develop something, to leave the world in a better place, to contribute to something that outlives you. That should be the intention. So that's like the prelude. So alhamdulillah, a project myself and my wife started was the Guthrie school. And I think I spoke about education the last time. And so I've been speaking about education for lots of years now. But this year was the first year we actually took the plunge and started something. Because these classes are easy, the adult classes are it's comfortable, you come, you behave well, mashallah, you come willingly. But school kids is like a different story. Different set of challenges, different world, you're trying to transform minds, build minds. It's not easy like this, it's actually easy this. Very easy, alhamdulillah. So we took the plunge this year to start Quranic Elementary. And I don't know how much I showed you because I can't remember. I get amnesia with what I show which people. But just to show you what we're trying to do, inshallah, is that we're trying to bring worlds that are normally apart together. So we're trying to bring basically your, first of all, it's called your faith foundations, like your Islamic learning. So it's going to be Quran memorization, your hifz, your Arabic studies, your Ghazali, your character studies, your moral stories, ethical stories, developing ethical framework. So we're trying to develop all of those Islamic things as part of the syllabus. And those things are not also just things that you taught, it's things that need to be modeled. You can't have a period of ethics or akhlaq if the staff and teachers and principal and students are not modeling the behavior. So we try to also create a modeling environment where everybody is forced to model good character. Like a simple thing, like everybody is supposed to greet and say please and say thank you and be courteous, not grab. It's like small things, but actually we have to create the environment. So that's one of our focuses, and that's I think an important focus, as I mentioned it first. The second thing also, we're trying to develop an academic approach which attains excellence. You know, it's not nice to feel that if you send your child to an Islamic institute, you automatically have to compromise academics. You know what I mean? Like, why do we have to have that assumption that if they're going to go to a hifz school or this school or that school, then the academics, you know, is going to suffer, but at least they will say the shahada and make salah. You know what I mean? Like, we always have that trade-off, so we're trying to say, like, why do you have to have a trade-off? You have a teacher who teaches maths, there's a science. And the last thing is that we try to incorporate some sort of holistic development, so we have our karate and our gardening and our practical life and lots of different, like cooking, baking, market days and so on. Try to bring all the worlds together. Okay, so this is some photos of Kutri's life, planting trees and doing karate, and even a thing like how to polish brass. It's like a simple thing, or like how to stitch something, how to cook some muffins or something. It's life, it's basically life. You learn about life through emulating and doing life. Anyway, so alhamdulillah, this school at the moment is at my house, which is an interesting phenomenon. We have like 16, 17 kids at the house every day, so it's quite a busy space, alhamdulillah. But now our demand has grown to about 50 students for next year. So we obviously don't want to like turn people away because people are looking for alternative. And we find people coming now from like Rustenburg and from Waldorf and from the private schools saying they're not happy there also because of the compromise they have to make there in terms of faith and so on. So alhamdulillah, we have growing demand. But now the question is, we obviously have to meet the demand. So that's the situation we find ourselves in. So it's quite difficult because we don't know what to do. Like, we don't know what to do because we don't necessarily, there aren't the facilities available. And someone says, mashallah, here's a 4,000 square meter plot and here's a school for you and we're doing good work, bismillah. It doesn't work like that in the real world. It doesn't work at all like that in the real world. So now we are trying to buy a property in Weinberg. Obviously, if someone has like a 10,000 square meter plot, that would be even better. But we're trying to buy this property in Weinberg. It's 1,000 square meters, which is a decent size. And I think part of the vision of the school is can we build a model where school is like a house. Like you have 5 or 6 classes of 8 to 10 people, and it stays small. It stays like, it's not too small like it's too lonely. It's not too big where it becomes like an institution and crowd control and we don't know you anymore. It's still a personal relationship. So we're trying to build a model and see if this works. And if this works, there is obviously potential to scale it up and expand and have a second place and a third place and a fourth place. So we're trying to do this. But the question is, how do you fund this? That's the question. Because I'm aware that the funding market is saturated. Now, when people don't have a lot of money, and people who have money are already committed to their own projects and so on. So what we're trying to do is, instead of asking people to give us donations, we are trying to raise a loan, an interest-free loan for the property. So I thought that would be easier, but no, it's not actually easier because it's difficult to find the people who are actually willing to give. So what's an interest-free loan called in Arabic? Anybody know? It appears in the Quran multiple times. Anybody know? It's called a qard al-hasana. You heard that before? A qard al-hasan. A qard means a loan, and hasan means a good loan. So it's called a good loan. And many times the Quran Allah mentions man alladhi yuqridu Allah qardan hasana wa yudha'ifu lahu ad'afan kathira, and many other verses. Who will give, literally says, who will give a loan to Allah? Means what? The deen of Allah. And then Allah will multiply it in multiples. In other words, Allah will forgive this person. In other words, Allah will grant this person a great reward. So a qard hasana, a goodly loan, an interest-free loan, is a means of financing development within Islam. It's a means of financing development in Islam, and the advantage here is that someone gets their money back. So they give you the money, you use the money, and you pay the person back. Then the person can reinvest the money in something else, and the money basically keeps flowing in terms of investment. So we are trying to raise a qard hasana to buy the property. So what we need is, the properties are auction also, we don't know the prices. The property about 2.7 million. So basically, the auction's on Thursday, and I need to get 3 million by Thursday. So 4 days left. So you have to at least try. So we try. So alhamdulillah, I think we raised about 1.2 million. So we're trying to raise another, say 1.5, close to 2 million. So what we have is we worked out the program that if someone gives a qard hasana to the school, they basically get security in the asset. Because you're buying the asset now separately, they get security in the asset, so their loan is secured by the underlying asset, and then you pay them back after 5 years. How does the 5-year payment work? They pay you back 6% per annum, and at the end of the 5th year, the property is refinanced, and then you pay the person the full capital back. Because people don't want to wait like 20 years for their money, they're not the bank. They want their money back in a reasonable amount of time. So what do we require is for people who are willing to pledge some money for an interest-free loan for 5 years. But if you have some money available and you want to invest in something which is for community benefit, and Allah will reward you as barakah, you are welcome to contact us. But we do need like another 1.5 million by Thursday to go ahead. Otherwise we're not going to go ahead because we don't have the money. You understand? We don't need the money by Thursday, we need the pledge by Thursday. Because obviously before you go to auction, you must know that you have the money coming in. Otherwise you auction and like look at the money and it's a big problem. Okay. So if anybody has, you can let me know inshallah. I think also we sent you via on your Mizan chat. You can ask people and so on. You can speak to us. But we are trying to find the right people who understand what the purpose is and the spirit is and all of those things. And we at least going to try. You know, if you don't try, then you don't know. So we're just going to try and see what happens. And we'll take it from there, inshallah. Any questions? There's no limit to the amount. So we have cash for these 3 months. So somebody said, listen, I've got 3 million cash for you lying around. You can have it here. We have it here, but I need it by January. So somebody doesn't have to give us the cash in 4 days' time, but the pledge must come through. You understand? And I must get the money from the pledge before the end of the year. So I can pay that brother back these 3 mil before by January. So yeah. So sometimes it takes a while to get liquid with your shares or whatever else it is. So basically I'm trying the model because it's not comfortable to ask for funding as an individual, but sometimes you don't know what to do because you need to grow. And yes, we can rent, but it's difficult to rent because you have to find the right size property. Then you must find someone that says, okay, put 40 kids in my house, and then you must find someone who's willing to do it long term, and you're going to invest in the property to fix it up. So it's not an easy journey. So I appeal to you to support this venture and other ventures because people are trying. It's like very difficult because you try to do something good, but then to do something good requires like 10 other things. I must buy the property, then you must go to council, then you must go to Department of Education, then you must jump through like a million hoops just to do something good. good. So it's like a lot of pressure and work and stuff. And most times it's actually voluntary work that you're doing to get the things going, because you're trying to get things off the ground. And also part of the good ethos is we're trying to keep our fees affordable. Like our fees at the moment are 2,000 rand a month, which is quite low for. And we have 6 teachers, 1 class, so it's it's much lower than what the market rate is supposed to be. Alhamdulillah. But that's the plan. So it's not to make the education too exclusive. Try to keep it affordable for people to attend and be part of it. Yes.
I know you don't want cash.
Yeah, also my preference is not to take the notions at this stage. Not that we're opposed to it, it's just that I prefer to take the loan. Because people have other causes which are like orphanages and. So I think later on we'll come to the collection if there's money for development. But I think for the purchase, we don't want to take too many. You should have I don't take money now and we don't buy the property basically. So if we all take the pledges now and see where we get, because if Thursday comes we don't have money and say we don't buy the property, there's no property to buy, then we go to property24.com and see what's for it. But that's basically, so I don't take money because it's not a done deal yet. It's not something established yet. Yes. So you have to try. So that's it. So inshallah, so if you're able to, I think it's on the WhatsApp, you can WhatsApp, even as leaders will sign it all. Mizan can let us know. Inshallah. Okay. But also keep it into us. If Allah wants it, Allah will happen. If Allah doesn't want it, doesn't happen. And Allah knows best for what's best. He doesn't know what's best. Sometimes you want something, it's actually good for you. Allah says, "Asa an takrahu shay'an wa huwa khayrun lakum, wa asa an tuhibbu shay'an wa huwa sharrun lakum." Perhaps you desire a thing but it's bad for you, and perhaps you dislike a thing but it's good for you. So you don't also know. So we also make dua, Allah must guide us, because it's difficult to get. There's difficult choices to make. It's easy to make choices for yourself. It's difficult to take on 40, 50 students and make choices for them and their families. It's a big amana, big responsibility. So keep us in your eyes through the journey, inshallah. And inshallah, so next week we won't see you. Next week we'll see you at the camp. Soul sisters, you'll see each other as soul sisters, inshallah. It's in Surah Al-Asr. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات